Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Today, my team and I are going to present about our teaching and learning innovation, Scan and Learn, the utilization of QR code in large classroom based on CSAM strategies. First of all, I am going to introduce my group members, Nurhani binti Ismail, Rosnida binti Osman, and me, Nurfah Nabila binti Muhammad Fazil. So we are all from Polytechnic Tuanku Sultan Nabahiyah. Introduction. We are always heard about QR code. But what is QR code? Okay, actually QR code came from the word quick response code, which have been shortened into QR code, was actually invented in 1994 by Denso Wei and has been one of the latest trend in ICT. Okay, the difference between QR code compared to the ordinary barcode, actually it was designed to store more data such as URLs, text, cards, photos, videos, and can be quickly accessed and is available on all smartphones. The smartphone users need an internet connected device with a camera as well as a QR reader application or any software. Thus, there is no need to type or click on a typical hyperlink. According to Ariken and Ozen to 2015, the use of QR codes in education brings many advantages, including low cost, easy to use, portability and mobility, instant accessibility, and momentary pleasure. Then, according to Winter 2011, the use of QR codes in education may expand the delivery of knowledge beyond the classroom walls. It also enhances the method of learning and students will enjoy the educational process. Thus, the use of QR code in education create a new dimension and opportunity of learning where the learners have access to information anytime and anywhere to perform authentic and realistic activities in the context of their learning. Next is the problem statement. According to Howe et al. 2013 expressed concern that the integration of QR code into the educational sector was still at its infant stage. This makes the researchers believe that assessment of the human factor involved in utilizing this technology is of keen interest. This statement is also supported by Rabu 2018 in their research titled QR code utilization in a large classroom, higher education student initial perception. Therefore, to be effectively implemented in a classroom in order to incorporate QR code as a learning tool, it is necessary to analyze the relevant factors of students that affect such adaptation. Researchers such as Sapruddin et al. 2014 discuss example of how QR code should be used in the classroom. Therefore, this innovation explores the potential of QR code as a learning tool and an aid in the teaching and learning process in a classroom. Next is the objectives. So we have two objectives in this teaching and learning innovation. The first one is to design, develop and implement QR code as a learning tool in a large classroom. And the second one is to acquire the student acceptance towards the QR code as a learning tool.
Our teaching and learning innovation was adapted from a collaborative, situated, active and learning by Robert Power, and it is a strategy also known as CSAM. It offers a new perspective of instructional design, reflective practice and self-evaluation of learning instruction design. This system focuses on freeing learners from constraint of traditional learning in classroom, and it emphasizes on the mobile learning or learning, which is the ability to engage in rich and meaningful learning activities while moving about. This CSAM strategy consists of established learning theories such as active theory, zone proximal development theory, and flow theory, which foster active learning, learner collaboration, motivation, excitement, as well as engagement. What is CSAM? C stands for collaborative, which is whatever apps or application are used. The learning activity should involve collaboration of some sort between learning peers and with the instructor. Situated means learning should be situated in a realistic context, and it will increase motivation as well as learners' excitement. Active is where the learner should actually do something with the content they encounter. And lastly, mobile, where the learner should take advantage of the affordance of mobile technology. When applied to the scan and learn of our teaching and learning innovation, the system strategies on scan and learn in our teaching and learning innovation is where the collaborative, when we use smartphone to scan QR code and complete the quest with their team members. And number 2 is situated, when the student were given tasks in realistic situation. Active, when the student engage themselves to complete the quest and they have to find the correct station and scan the QR code to arrange the solution. Engaging with the content will reduce boredom and makes learning more meaningful. And lastly, mobile, getting the student to use their mobile device creates excitement and gets them engaged in active learning. For this teaching and learning innovation, we focuses on the using of QR code as a learning tool, where the student have to use their smartphone to scan the QR code and they will get the instruction for the next task. This is the scan and learn activities that we design and implement in our class. It's focused on a topic on discharge of contracts and remedies. This is our scan and learn procedure. First, the student must have a smartphone and they will be divided into groups. Each group will receive a worksheet. Second, which is the first step, where the student have to scan the QR code for the discharge. They have to know what is discharge. And then second step is where the student has to scan QR code for example of discharge, and they will match which one is the correct example. Number 3, where the student have to scan QR code to match the cases. In this step, the student have to match which one is the correct case for the correct discharge. Step number 4 is where the student has to scan QR code to know about the definition of remedies. And step number 5, the student have to scan QR code to pair the cases under remedies topic, and they must pair the correct cases under the correct remedies. And lastly, step number 6, when the student already finished their quest, they have to scan based on the team's logo, log in into Facebook to leave a message. This is the scan and learn activities based on discharge of contract and remedies under the contract of law topic. First step is start from here. The first instruction given to the student is they have to complete their quest, and the tools needed for their quest is smartphone, worksheet, as well as pen. The first step, they have to scan this QR code to understand what is discharge. Next, they have to scan the example of discharge contract. For this steps, the student will have to scan each of the QR code to understand the videos, and then they have to match the answer in the worksheet. These 6 videos were published in YouTube. After they finish the second step, they will move to third step, and they have to scan this QR code to match the cases based on the topic of discharge of contract. They have to make sure that they match the correct cases with the correct types of discharge that they have learned before. Next step is when the student have to watch this video to understand what is the meaning of remedies. Later on, they have to scan this QR code to pair the correct cases based on the types of remedies. They have to make sure that they have to pair the correct cases with the correct types of remedies. The last step is when the student finish their quest, they will need to scan this QR code based on their classes. After that, they will choose their own team logo, comment under the logo that they already finished the quest. This is the complete process of scan and learn, our teaching and learning innovation. After the student finish and complete the quest, they will submit the worksheet to the lecturers, and after that they will discuss together with the lecturer as well as the students about the result of the quest.
Next is analysis and result. The data collected use descriptive analysis method. The questionnaire were distributed among 87 students of the Commerce Department, Polytechnic Tuanku Sultanah Bahia. The questionnaire are divided in two sections, that is demographic, and the second one is student acceptance of using QR code as teaching and learning instruction method. The results are presented via table and graph for easy understanding and interpretation. The data collected are interpreted by using mean that represent the average for the set of respondents. The respondent is 40% is male and 86% is female. 100% of respondents use mobile device. 93% of students have an internet connection. Only 7% of students do not have an internet connection. 86% of students have QR code reader. Another 40% do not have QR code reader. The second section is student acceptance of using QR code as a teaching and learning instruction method. The finding of the utilization of the QR code show the positive attitude towards QR code utilization for course-related activity, which ultimately determine their intention to accept this technology. According to Feldman and Sanger, 2007, the mean interpretation level is 1 to 1.75 mean is very negative, 1.76 to 2.5 is negative, 2.51 until 3.25 is positive, and the mean interpretation 3.26 until 4 is very positive. The result indicate that students had very positive attitude towards QR code utilization for course-related activities, which ultimately determine their intention to accept this technology as the mean range from 4.16 until 4.25. It shows that the student agreed on the usage of QR code in the teaching and learning process. Based on the result, the highest mean is 4.25 regarding respondents who agree that it is a good idea to use QR code as a learning tool. It shows that the students enjoy using QR code in their classroom. Moreover, they are willing to use QR code during their teaching and learning process. They also think that the usage of QR code is relevant and emphasis of digital technology with Industrial Revolution 4.0. The table indicates the lowest mean is 4.16 regarding the student intend to continue using QR code as a learning tool in the future. It shows some of the students are not ready to continue using QR code in the teaching and learning process. Nowadays, the teaching and learning process has shifted to digital technology. Therefore, the students should prepare and adapt themselves to the new technology revolution. The impact of this innovation is implementing learning using smartphone in adapting the new technology revolution in education as a learning tool, and second, the utilization of QR code by the educator was done in a creative and innovative way during the teaching and learning process, and the third impact is to create a more active, meaningful, interesting, and student-centered learning environment that stimulates peer interaction, inquiry, enjoyment, and collaboration, as well as engagement, especially in a large classroom. The marketability help other educators to promote student acceptance of QR code with smartphone in the classroom to facilitate students' positive attitude towards using and scanning the code for active learning. For genuinely, applying QR code in education represents a step forward towards the incorporation of a new technology in the learning process, creative and positive way to make the teaching and learning process more meaningful and significant. As conclusion, students have shown a positive level of acceptance towards learning through QR codes due to their attitudes and familiarity with the use of mobile technology in their daily life. Majority of the students find the utilization of QR code is enjoyable and interesting as well as convenient to use in the teaching and learning process. The utilization of QR code is to create a more active, meaningful, interesting, and student-centered learning environment that inspires peer interaction, inquiry, enjoyment, and collaboration as well as engagement, especially in a large classroom. While M-learning by using QR code is still a new trend in the teaching and learning process in Malaysia, nevertheless, it has a potential to be explored, designed, and developed to create a better learning environment to enhance educational value and benefit. That's all from our group. Thank you.